60 years of history, two great countries of the world, China and France. Many legendary moments, including this one. In 1957, former French Prime Minister Edgar Faure visited Wuhan and toured the Yangtze River Bridge, a significant architectural wonder of modern China. There he met Mao Zedong, the Chinese leader, who introduced his latest poem, Swimming to the Tune of 水调歌头, in which he wrote, "A bridge to soar across from south to north. The chasm will become a thoroughfare straight," referring to the Yangtze River Bridge connecting two towering mountains. Many believe it was a clear signal from China for more interactions with France. After returning to France, Edgar Faure wrote a book recalling the event and described the two great nations as two giant mountains that should be linked closer together for the benefit of the world. In 1964, China and France announced their decision to establish formal diplomatic relations. This news was described as a diplomatic nuclear explosion by some media reports then. Then the US Secretary of State described the event as ripped a slit in an iron plate. Over 60 years, China and France have both realized that the unique history of Sino-French relations has shaped the China-France spirit.
We have a good understanding of each country. So for diplomatic relationship, it's a good situation. I think this year, which is the 60th anniversary of the relationship between France and China, we can improve our relationship not only for both countries, but also for the world and for peace.
Energy, aeroplanes, luxury goods, and others. Today, trade and economic ties link the two sides even closer. This is an old photo of Pierre Jardin walking down the Chang'an Avenue in Beijing in 1978, at the very start of China's reform and opening up, wearing a trench coat, the earliest breeze of fashion in the early days of China's reform and opening up. Today, French fashion and luxury brands find one of their biggest global markets in China.
For L'Oréal, we've been in China for 26 years with Chinese leaders in our business, and we've always felt the support of the authorities, of the Shanghai authorities, of the Chinese government. So for us, doing business in China has always been very stimulating because it's a demanding market. So we welcome the continuation of this reform. In fact, it's a continuation. It's the continuous development of China. Been there for 26 years, and I guess we'll be there for the next century.
Looking more closely at France's investment in China also creates a similar impression. It achieved a high-speed growth of 429.7% year-on-year. France is already China's third largest trading partner and third largest source of real investment within the European Union, and China is France's top trading partner in Asia. Energy cooperation is always a significant area for the two countries. The first large-scale commercial nuclear power plant in China's mainland, Daya Bay Nuclear Power Station, introduced French nuclear power technology. From the start of the construction in 1984 to the start of commercial operations in 1994, EDF participated in the design, construction, and operation of the station. Nowadays, the two countries continue to jointly invest in the construction of the Dongtai offshore wind power project, creating a joint venture in the construction of offshore wind power in China. In the old industrial area of Dunkirk in northern France, enterprises from China are also making significant contribution to creating the European Battery Valley. Green energy transformation is becoming a new shining example of Sino-French cooperation. Schneider Electric, for example, has built 5 R&D centers in China.
We have numerous partnerships to work in China and outside of China. So most of what we sell in China is developed especially for China, because China is so large and so specific. So there is really, China is for us a very autonomous organization within Schneider.
In 1966, France became the first Western country to design an air transport agreement with China, and China's ties with the West have since entered the so-called Age of Air. More than 5 decades later, this is what I saw when I visited Airbus Tianjin Final Assembly Company, invited by the general manager of Tianjin Delivery Center.
High-tech industries where there is still a need inside China, are very much welcome. And definitely aviation, everything around aviation is still very much welcome.
Over the years, a quarter of Airbus sales have come from China, and they are responsible for over half of China's aviation industry. While at the same time, civil aircraft, many components are made in China. China and France are two great nations. Some say in the complex world today, the two can be described as two shining stars converging from different historical trajectories, but intertwining and shining together in the sky of a shared future. In April 2023, at the end of the visit to China, French President Emmanuel Macron said this: "There is so much for us to do together. Long live the friendship between France and China." 1 year later, the Chinese president is making a visit to France on the 60th anniversary of China-France relationship. Many believe it will be an important occasion for the two countries to continue enhancing their mutual understanding and trust.